Good morning. It is Saturday, October 16th, 2021, and this is a special discussion discussing the threat for severe thunderstorms this afternoon. The SPC has increased the threat. Let's just show that actually. Might as well just show it. Okay, so we have a slight threat here, and it's suggesting a 2% chance of a tornado development, greater chance for wind impacts, not much for hail. Just wanted to walk you through everything and just kind of give my own opinion on this. By the way, this is why it's a good idea to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. That way when these little setups happen that are a little bit more enhanced than what was originally expected, that's when it's a good idea to subscribe, so that way you get notification and it pops right up. So let's take a look at what's happening right now. Ahead of a strong cold front right now, we have nice southerly winds around anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour, increasing to 10 to 20 miles per hour higher gusts as expected. Temperatures range from the mid to upper 60s over the northern interior, lower 70s along the coast, and that's leading to some instability, but it's not really all that impressive. And here's our cold front off to the west, and you can see here on the radar and on the surface map, there's our cold front. There is our showers and thunderstorms marching their way through central Pennsylvania and heading towards eastern Pennsylvania. So clearly we are setting up here for a stormy afternoon. So what is going on with the SPC? Well, they're looking and they're seeing some indications of vertical wind shear. And so I'm going to walk you through the winds here. Now, this is from earth.newschool.net, free website, excellent website for observations. And these are the winds at the surface. Now, look, they're coming from the south, right? When we go to 850 millibars at the mid-levels of the atmosphere, that's coming from the southwest, all right? So what's happening is we're seeing a vertical wind shear, a cyclonic wind shear, okay? So we're seeing that, and as has been discussed for several days on the premium side, this jet streak is going to intensify and tighten up. And so that's usually a signal of some strong straight line winds, which I've been talking about for some time. But what has changed is that when you take a look at 700 millibars, you get a little bit more west-southwest, 500 millibars, more west-southwest, even more so, and a nice jet streak, by the way. And then at 250 millibars, a little bit more to the west. Okay, the orientations are just a slight bit more, and you're having you see this how these winds spread out here. Okay, this is a sign of divergence and diffluence. Okay, divergence in the wind field, and diffluence in that air is rapidly leaving the region. So you have pretty strong lifting occurring here, with a nice trough axis about to swing through the region as well. So you see that slight, it's slight. It's not the strongest I've seen, but it's slight out there to show that vertical wind shear. And so when we take a look at the observations, we'll start off first with the bulk wind shear here ahead of our cold front. Yeah, it's strong. Okay, it's definitely strong. So if you get a thunderstorm to pop, then it's going to be able to utilize this vertical wind shear and definitely produce strong straight line winds and perhaps a mesoscale load that supports the potential of maybe an isolated tornado. Okay, and your best shot looks to be somewhere around northeastern Pennsylvania and northwestern New Jersey, somewhere around here. I think that's where you have your best potential for maximization of that potential. However, let's take a look at the instability. And it's, I hate to say, I mean, look, it's not all that impressive, okay? The surface-based lifting index, we've seen much stronger, okay? The mid-level lap through, which I like to use in the morning because the low-level lap through obviously is limited. So, again, not all that impressive. So I don't see this as an environment where you get widespread severe thunderstorms. However, because of the winds and because of the strong thermal gradient, look, take a look at this. Okay, pretty strong cold air transport. And you can see the winds at 850 millibars, they really turn. Take a look at this. So you go southwest, pretty strong, and then west. There's a pretty sharp divide there. And when you have the lines packed like this, that leads to strong cold air transport. When you're looking for strong cold air transport, what you want to look for is the potential for these height lines to produce very tight boxes. And that is essentially what we're seeing here. Okay, so it's kind of like Tetris. The tighter the gradient here, the tighter the boxes here, the stronger the cold air transport. So that is what we're seeing here. And so this tells me more that we're dealing with thunderstorms that are low top thunderstorms and more straight line wind threat than anything else. But I can't rule out that isolated tornado threat, which is basically what the SPC is trying to show. So this is the HRR guidance, and I kind of want to walk you guys through this, and then we'll wrap this up. So for this afternoon, all the way until about 2 p.m., we're pretty much quiet over eastern Pennsylvania. After 2 p.m., those thunderstorms start to move through, and this initial line right here is what's going to be key around 2 to 4 p.m. That's going to produce that severe threat. Because between 2 and 4 p.m., that's when, this time of year, when you maximize your instability in the atmosphere. So I'd keep an eye on some of these thunderstorms as they approach Delaware water gap through 4 p.m. For that potential, for that isolated tornado threat. Otherwise, we're looking at strong straight line winds here in this setup. And then notice behind this, you have a lot of heavy rainfall. This is called antifront precipitation. This basically, if you can imagine, you have your warm air getting lifted and your cold air is coming in behind this line, so that warm air is producing all this precipitation as just being lifted and driven out. And so that marches on through the Philadelphia metro. It reaches the New York City metro and New Jersey shore at, say, between 5:30 and 6 p.m. and then starts pushing into Long Island and Connecticut around, let's say, 6:30 to 7 p.m. And all of this is gone for the Philadelphia metro by about 8 p.m., for the New York City metro around, let's say, about 11 p.m., and for Connecticut and Long Island, let's call it about 4 a.m., all of this will be gone. So if you have plans this afternoon and evening, if they're in the early afternoon, you should be okay, but the later you get in the afternoon and evening, well, it's going to get a little bit stormy out there, so definitely be prepared for that. That is your forecast discussion for today. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.